Jalen Duren has been getting bad advice from day one from an agent that does not have the experience to deal with NBA players. As we can look at this list, there is a number of pretty successful and highly paid NFL players, mostly looking at Geno Smith here, looking at Eric Armstead. You're not seeing a huge number other than that. Like Jalen Naylor just got a payday to go to the Raiders. But when you're talking about NBA, you see Jalen Duren, you see Tari Eason, and both of those players have been screwed over in terms of accepting a deal that is less than what they were previously offered. Because when you're looking at what happened with the Tari Eason situation, he was offered $100 million. Yes, there were injury guarantees that had to be fulfilled in there. And his current contract is about $80 million, I believe. There is more guaranteed money a part of it, but he turned down a bigger offer previously. And it's one of those things where the gamble has turned out to be a flop for him. Jalen Duren accepting the qualifying offer is not just bad news for the Pistons. It's also horrible news for him because what's going to happen? The NBA centers in his echelon of skill aren't making too much more than what he's been offered. Şengün's making less than $40 million. You're starting to get to superstars when you're talking about the guys paid in the 40s to 50s. The fact is, the only thing Jalen Duren has the risk of doing by accepting the qualifying offer is losing millions of dollars, because he can hit unrestricted free agency next year and someone can say, I'm not paying you a lick over 30. So there, you just lost a whole year of guaranteed $30 million, and then you're making less over the course of that contract. He hits the free agency market later, losing another controlled deal. And it puts him in a situation now. Basically, he has his money right in the fire, and he has a match, and he has some lighter fluid. Peyton Watson, I'm going to say, absolutely can afford to take that qualifying offer because he's a player that has a really good skill set. And if he goes and takes that, I don't know what the number would be for him, but he's maybe losing like $10 million, and his skill set's going to translate really well. And somebody is going to pay him an unrestricted free agency. We've seen the suitors. Jalen Duren, all the money and the teams that have wanted him have calmed down. Tell me what's going to happen when Jalen Duren ends up re-signing with Detroit and the fan base absolutely can't stand the guy. Are we going to see him start flipping people off from the third row? I just don't understand how the situation's benefiting everybody, because even if he leaves Detroit, which he's not, he's here for a year, they will not sign and trade him. If he takes that qualifying offer, he's going to be one of the most hated men in Detroit sports, branching from yesterday talking about how Asar and Kate are two of the most important, most loved people in Detroit sports. Jalen Duren has a chance to be an absolute villain. With Greg Monroe accepting that qualifying offer back in the day, it was a situation where he thought he was paid more. Detroit wasn't wanting even to sign him to a long-term deal. And that was proven true when he ended up playing well and got a max deal from Milwaukee that following year. Detroit's not doing that with Duren. They want him here. And if he accepts that, I just think Detroit's going to start looking around for other center options. Daniel Gafford is one of those names that I would absolutely love in Detroit. I think Zeke Naji with Denver, he's not a starter, but he's someone that we could go and get in some sort of deal. Crazy situation.